everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be making a gift bag and card set out of one piece of 12 by 12 paper. You're going to need a few extra pieces from here and there, but the majority of the project is made with just one sheet of 12 by 12, and we'll get started now. This is one that I made. I made these as two separate projects in my 2018 paper pack challenge, and I did not use coordinating papers with the two, and then I decided for our family gifts this is what I wanted to give out. So I went back to the store and bought some more Christmas paper, and I am making the rest of them out of coordinating paper. So to do this, what you're going to need is a sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and this paper came from this paper pack here from Hobby Lobby. May your days be merry. And we are using this piece for the project today. I'm just going to make one on camera, but I am going to make 10 of them for family gifts. What you need to do to start out with on your 12 by 12 piece is we need to cut it in half, basically. But we're going to cut it at 5.5. So what you want to make sure of is that you cut it this way, because you want your top to be a 12-inch long piece. Alright, so we're going to cut this at 5.5, and that gives us a 5.5 piece and a 6.5 piece. Now the 6.5 piece is going to be for our bag, so we're going to set that aside for a minute because we're going to do the card first. Now for the card you need a piece that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And for the envelope for the card, you need a piece that is 5.5 by 7. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go ahead and cut off our 7 inches for our envelope. And then we will cut off, we want this way to be at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So we'll cut this piece off here at 3 3/4. So this is going to be the mat for our card. This is extra. We'll just set aside for tags or something for later. And then we have our piece here for our envelope, and then our cut piece for our bag. Now, in addition to the 12 by 12 sheet, what you're going to need is, you're going to need a couple pieces for the handle of the bag. And I took another piece out of the paper pack, which was just basically green, a couple different colors of green. I cut them into strips, 1-inch strips. So I have 2 1-inch by 12-inch strips for the handles for the bag. Then I cut out of craft cardstock, 12 by 12. My fingers are frozen right now, so I can't hang on to anything. I'm in my workshop, and one of my heaters did not turn on, or I did not turn it on correctly, so when I got out here it was a little colder than what I was expecting. So anyways, this piece here is a piece of craft cardstock, and it's 4 inches by 12 inches, and this is going to be the base of our card. I think we're done with cutting for now, so we'll put away the paper trimmer, and we're going to get out this score pal. We're going to take our card base, which is 12 inches long. Looks like maybe it's a little bit longer than 12 inches. Anyways, we're going to score on the 12-inch side, we're going to score at 3, at 6, and at 9. So we're giving ourselves 4 equal little rectangles that are 3 inches by 4 inches. And that shape, or that size, is just the right size for a wallet size photo. So whether you go to wherever you get your photos processed, if you go there and you get a wallet photo, those will fit in here. I like to use the Kodak machines, like the instant print things, and they have what they call mini prints. So what I went and done for mine was I went to the mini print section on the Kodak machine. Then I chose the 2 photos that come on a 4 by 6 sheet, so that ends up being 3 by 4, and those will fit on here. And I don't have my photos ready, but basically what I did was, since the photo was the exact same size as my paper, I just trimmed off about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch of the photo, so that there was just a slight mat behind the photo. So I hope you understand that. This is the front of the card, and then it will open up like this. Your photos will go in. We're going to bring our mat that we cut. We're going to bring it in. I'm going to use some 1/4 inch score tape. You might see some red glitter on everything, and I just cut some glitter paper for a bow that we're going to stick on the outside of our envelope here in a minute. And as some of you know who have used glitter paper before, some of it does not come off, and I don't know the difference, I guess just the way it's made. So some of the glitter paper, the glitter actually, you know, stays on the paper and doesn't come off. Well, what I was using a minute ago does come off, so there's red glitter everywhere. I prefer the other kind, but I don't have any of the other kind in red at the moment, and that's what I wanted. Alright, so here's the front of our card. We're going to take our mat. We're just going to place it on here. This paper pack looks really good with craft cardstock. My other card that I made, which I made a video for it as well, I put it on black cardstock, and it looked really nice with the photos matted on it. So, you know, you can use whatever. You could use pattern paper if you want, but my pattern paper was not double-sided. So, if you gave it to somebody, you know, you'd have pattern paper here, and then you would have white on this side, and I didn't want to do that. And you can do some other things to avoid that, but the plain cardstock with the photos on it looks really crisp and clean and nice. Alright, so this is the card, and the photos will go on here. I'm not going to do anything else to this card because of the paper, and I'm just going to put it in the envelope, and I'm going to decorate the envelope a little bit, so I'm not going to do anything else to this card. This is done, okay? If you wanted to embellish it more or do different things, you go right ahead. This is the envelope for the card. And what we're going to do is on the 7-inch side, we're going to score at 1.5. And just to make sure I get this right, I have to look at my notes. 4 3/4. Okay? Then you're going to take it, and this is going to be the bottom. So the bottom of my paper, or my envelope, is now on the left-hand side. I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. And then up here, this is the 5-inch side. This one is getting scored at 4 3/4 on that side. Alright. Let's fold in all of these score lines. Alright. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off all of our corners. All 4 of them. Okay, and I'm not cutting in at an angle like a notch because I'm going to get out my corner rounder and I'm going to round all of these corners. So the ones over here, the ones on top and bottom for my flaps that will fold over here in just a second. Very good. Let me stick this in a different way. There we go. Well, it's not wanting to go in there just right. Okay, so all those corners are rounded. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick the side that has the longer or the bigger side. We're going to put some adhesive just right on the edge of that. And that's going to close everything off, or close the back off, just like this. Okay, then this is your bottom flap, so we'll just take it, put a strip of adhesive on the bottom there, against the edge, and we'll fold it over to close the bottom just like that. And our card will hopefully fit right down in here. The first time I made this, I made the envelope too small and the card wouldn't fit, so perfect. Yes, fits wonderfully in there. All right, now, I'm not gonna seal this up yet because I still have to put my photos in on my card. But when I do, I'm just gonna seal it with a little bit of this tape because it's not important to me to reuse this again. So when someone opens this, the important part is the card that they pull out. They're gonna wanna keep the photos, but the envelope I'm not concerned about. So I'll just put some adhesive on there and seal that off. Now, because this is the envelope and it's gonna kind of stick out, my intention is to have it stick out of the top like this one is. And so what we're going to do is I'm gonna bring in that glitter paper that was everywhere. And on my, on the one I just showed you, my one I made the other day, I had some glitter paper that was 12 inches long, and that's really what you need, but I didn't have any red 12-inch glitter paper, so I cut 2 strips of glitter paper that are 1/4 inch wide, and these are 6 inches long, okay? And like I said, I'm not gonna be able to seal this up yet because of my card isn't finished. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put some glitter on just like this, and then I'll put the other piece I'll splice it in on the back to finish it out like that, and then no one will ever know that it's, you know, 2 different pieces. So we're gonna splice that in like that, and then I'm gonna put a bow on there. And how we do that is I've cut 2 strips of that glitter paper, and this is about 7/8 of an inch wide, and I went to 7/8 because I wanted to go as small as I could because I'd like a cute little sweet, you know, petite bow on here. So I went 7/8 of an inch wide, and this is 4.5 inches long. So we're going to take our glitter strip and we're going to move it over to the 2.25 inch mark on our envelope punch board. We're going to punch, we're going to turn it around, and we're going to punch again. And as you can see, I have a little bit left still in the center. So you can't go much smaller. I tried 3/4 of an inch and it cut it through. So that's too small. So this 7/8 of an inch is pretty much the max, or the minimum, I'm sorry, the minimum that you can go on a bow. Now this is our actual bow, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the end of our strip and line it up with the inside of our envelope punch board on the left hand side of the opened punch area, and we're just punching out the end of that strip to make a little end like that. Okay, so you end up like that, and for some reason this one has little extra tails on it. We'll just cut them off. Alright, so that's the bow part. This is the backing of the bow, and it is 2.5 by 7/8 as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to line up our strip at the 1 3/8 mark. We're going to punch, turn it over, 1 3/8, punch, turn it over, and then we're going to stick it in like this. And that does not look right. I don't think I did that measurement. Did I do? Hang on, I might have. I'm pretty sure this was 2.5. Yeah. Oh, so half of 2.5 is 1 1/4. So, all right, don't do what I did. Go over to 1 1/4 instead of 3/8 and punch. So this is going to be off a little bit, but I may go back and just make another little tail for the sake of being even. So you see how that's off a little bit. Alright, so basically when you have a strip and you're making a bow, you want to go over here on this side and match up half of what your strip length is. Alright, that's all we need for that. We're going to grab some of our 1/4 inch score tape, bring it through the bottom there. Line that side up. Line that side up. We may need, yeah, sometimes we need a little bit more adhesive when you're laying that glitter paper on top of more glitter paper. So we'll just lay us another little piece of it right there. And then we'll lay this one on that. So everything matches up in the middle. Okay. Cute, cute. Get that to open up a little bit more. Now we will take our back that we made. And you can tell it's off a little bit, but that's okay. It's not bad. Take some more adhesive. And we'll attach the bow here, the top of the bow to the backing of the bow. So you want to take the back where you joined everything and just stick it on right there in the middle, matching up the middles. This, I know I'm not going to need to use this whole piece, that second piece. I'm just going to cut just a small, probably like 3/4 of an inch piece off of there. Lay some adhesive down. I just cut this piece off of the 6-inch pieces that I have to go around the envelope. I just cut it off of that. And then what we're going to do is take this piece and you stick it in the center of the bow, and then you wrap it around to join everything together. And you have a cute little bow, just like that. Okay, so this bow will go right here in the corner on top of our little strip of glitter after we get the card finished. All right, so that is the card and envelope. Now we're going to move to the box. We're going to take our paper here, and we obviously have a certain pattern that we're trying to keep going the right direction. So first of all, we're going to take and move the bottom side. Here, we'll do it so you can see it. You want the bottom on the left-hand side of the board, all right? And we're going to score it 1.5. Okay, then we'll move the top of the paper to the top of the board, your 12-inch side at the top, and you're going to score at 1.5, 5.5, 7, and 11. And that's all the scoring you have to do for your bag. Let's go ahead and bring out the 2 pieces that I'm using for the handle. They should be 1-inch, 1-inch strips. We're going to take and I'm going to do it on this side because it's so much easier. We're going to score this in half. So since I'm at this side of the board and I'm at 11 inches, I'm going to just score here at the 11.5-inch mark and do it that way. And I'm doing it down here because if I move it down here and I'm trying to hold it and score, it's just so much easier for a right-handed person, I think, to do it right here on this side. And getting the strip to stay where you want it to is a task in itself sometimes. But okay, so that's what we did there. Let's go ahead and bring our box paper back, and we'll burnish all of these score lines. This is really pretty paper. Okay, now you have one side that is 1 inch over here, and then you have the other side that's 1.5 inches. This side is the piece we're going to join everything together with. So the only part we have to cut away is this corner down here. And we'll just cut it out, just like that. And all these other ones on the bottom, we're just going to notch out just a little bit. So I'm basically just cutting on both sides of those score lines, cutting some paper out. And it looks like this. Now to join everything together, we'll put some adhesive on this piece here. Try to get as close to the fold as I can. And sometimes it's really hard to see on that dark paper. Okay, just like that. Whoops. Peel this off. Okay, so if we fold this over, we should be able to just lay this on top and everything should come together. Should is the key word. And it does. Perfect. So just like that. And I usually wait to put my adhesive on the bottom strips till I have it folded up like this. Number one, so I get it on the right pieces, and two, because I don't need adhesive really on everything. I just put it on the front piece. All right, so we have our cute little bag. What we're going to do is, like I said, we folded in the sides. This is now the back because we joined everything up here. So we kind of put the side that has the exposed edge, we put it in the back. We'll lay that piece down, and then we'll stick a piece of adhesive on the very front edge of the front flap. Just like that. And we'll kind of square everything up, hold it together, and push it down. Perfect. Okay, so there's your box. We'll take our handles here, and we'll fold them in half. And we'll just kind of take and do that with them. So that basically makes them, you know, half of an inch by 12 inches long. Now I'm going to take some 1/4 inch score tape. I'm going to go along the edge of one long side of each of these, because we want them to stay together. And actually we don't want, you know what? Okay, let me do this differently. You don't want adhesive on the very ends of your handle. So let me just do it this way. We're just going to put it like this far in the middle of that one. We'll do it right on this handle, because let me show you my example on these handles. See how this stays open and then the handle comes together? That's what you want. So in order to do that, you want to leave the ends, and really we don't even need to score them. You want them to stay opened up like that. So they're going to have a score line running down the center of them, but that's okay. So we want to leave these open like that. So what I'm going to do on this one, I'm just not going to expose the adhesive as I get down towards the ends. So to do that, let me see if I lift up the paper, if I can do this. If I lift up the adhesive right here, maybe. Yes, I can get in with my scissors and just kind of cut some off there. And I'll pull it down towards the end. And I'll cut it off here. And that way, you're not going to see the back of this anyway, so no one's going to know there's adhesive back there like that. Okay, so then these guys can open up just like this as well. Now we'll take our corner rounder. I'm going to use the bigger corner rounder. And this is really going to give us a rounded handle end. So you end up with like that. It looks really, really nice and finished. We'll do that on all 4 ends of the handle. Okay, now we can put the handles on just like that. So we are going to put a brad in them, but first I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on to make them stay where I want them to. So let's just put a small piece of adhesive on every end, at the end of every handle here. All right, so there we go. Peel this off, maybe. All right, peel that off. Peel this one off. All right, grab the front of our bag. And we'll stick one handle. I don't really cover up the word love, but I'm going to. We'll kind of stick it, I don't know, about an inch or so down. Curve this down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, about an inch down, pretty close to the edge of the bag. And press that down. So it looks like that. Okay? Then you have your handles. Now if you want, we can probably pinch that a little bit more. But that's good. I like the looks of that. Okay, do the same thing on the back. Peel off this backing. And stick these on. Flatten it out just a little bit. Stick it down. Bring this one over, do the same thing. Flatten it down just like that. Okay, so there's your handles. And now we're going to take our hole punch. This is my small hole punch. Just going to bring it in and punch a hole just right in the center of that handle. Just like that. We're going to do it on the back as well. Try to get it so my hole punch can slide through there. Okay. Now we are going to take, I have these mini white brads. And for what I'm doing, it doesn't matter what color the brads are because we're going to cover them up. So I'm pulling out 4 of these little white brads. If you have some kind of decorative brad, you could use that. On that last bag I had some snowflake brads. And that looked super cute with that pattern paper. And what I'm about to do, you could do beforehand, but I'm just going to go ahead and attach these brads and do it afterwards. But I'm taking my red rhinestones, and I'm going to glue them onto these white brads. And I'm going to do that with hot glue. So my hot glue gun is behind me. It is not in my reach, so I can't do that on camera, but when I take the final picture of the project, you will notice that these, I dropped one. You'll notice that it's the brads, you won't see the brads being white, it'll be a red rhinestone. Alright, so let's get this last one on here. And obviously with the assortment and the great variety of Christmas paper, or, you know, you can make this for any occasion, you can make these so pretty with certain pattern papers. Alright, so I'm going to put the red rhinestones on there. I'm almost getting short, but I'm going to peel these off, hot glue them, and so they'll be on there just like that. Now, in addition to that, I usually try to put some little border or something around, and I had this extra little piece laying around of this red rhinestone, and I thought I would just see what that looked like, and I think I like that. That's cute. It adds something to it. And let's see if it's long enough. It was going to be close. Oh yeah, it is. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do is, this is, we're going to use our 1/4 inch adhesive on this. So we're just going to lay this down, and this, what I'm using is, it is like a rhinestone ribbon, and you buy it on a spool. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and it comes in like a row of 4, so 4 little rhinestones on a row. And I don't know how long the roll is, but you know, you get quite a bit. And then I always cut them down to use them on projects. So what we're going to do is on the bottom, see if I can get this off here. On the bottom, we're going to put this row of 2. So what we'll do is we'll start here in the back, and we'll just lay it down on the bottom of the box, just like this. And this adhesive sticks really good to the rhinestones and really good to the box, and it's clear so you can't see it. So we're just laying that down right on the bottom of the box. This is so cute. Wrapping it around, and then we'll come back. Oops, we cut a stray piece of backing. And so then we will just grab our scissors. Looks like we need to just cut a little bit of it off. So we'll bring it all together and we'll match it up just like that. Okay, so that's the bottom. It's very cute. Now I have a strand that is just one row. And you simply, all I did was, it was, like I said, it comes in a row of 4 wide. And I just took my scissors, and it's, the rhinestones are put together by like mesh string-like stuff. I just cut them apart with my scissors, so it's really easy to get apart. I think I'm going to trim the top in the red but I'm gonna have to work around the handles, which means I'm going to need several small pieces. So I don't know if I want this is it. We have our card, we have our bag. If you look at my example that I made, I did not put a greeting on here just because the paper was so cute, but I did attach a tag. And that's what I'm going to do on this one as well. I'm not going to put a greeting, especially since there's words and so forth on this one. I'm going to just simply make a tag and affix it and put all the goodies in it. Now, I'll show you what goodies I'm going to put in it, what will fit. So this is the card, obviously. That's the photos. That's going to be some of the best, one of the best presents. So in the tissue, what I've done is I wrapped up some things. These are, I got these at a craft fair. These are like hard candies with honey in the center of them. Here's some soft peppermints. Here's a little honey bear full of honey. A coffee, single pot coffee pack. And then a lottery ticket with a lucky penny attached. So stuff does fit in this bag. I wrapped it in tissue. We'll just get it to slide back down in here. I'll fix it later, put the card on it, but this one will get red tissue, we'll fix it up, and then I'll take a picture and show you what it looks like. See you next time.